How can I find me a good lawyer to help me win my case? You know, I had a nice posting on my page where somebody had made a comment about not hiring this particular lawyer because they're not that great, or you need to go to this one. And I always kind of pause because, you know, I've been doing this for about 12 years now, and I've had the pleasure of running across attorneys from large firms, small firms, solo practicing, medium-sized firms, and it's sometimes I had to pause for a second because a lot of times, a representative good is in the eye of the beholder. It really depends on what you're looking for in a representative. Meaning, some reps do certain things, some reps do others. Some reps do more of this, some reps do more of that. Now, I know you're probably sitting going, Attorney Reeves, you still haven't answered the question, how do I find a good one? It really is what do you mean by good? What is good to you? If you want a representative that's going to call you every week to give you an update on your case, if you got a representative that's not going to do that, in your mind, that might not be good. Do you want a representative that's going to get all your records for you, or are you okay with getting them yourselves? Is your representative bad because they don't get the records for you? Are the representatives bad if they don't, if you don't have a chance to be able to pop up to their office to see how they're doing? The key is, what do you think good is? Do you want someone who's going to be warm and fuzzy and patient and will listen and so forth to everything you have to say and don't mind talking to you on the phone, 2 or 3 times a month for 20, 30 minutes at a time to make you feel better about your disability case? It depends. What is good? Some people will like, well, I want an attorney who wins a lot of cases. It's like, yeah, but it's kind of funny. There was this one attorney that I had this familiarity with who had like an 80, 90% win rate. And they're like, I want that attorney. He's good. I'm like, you know why he's good? Because he screens cases. And then all of a sudden, that person is like, he wouldn't take my case. I don't understand. I thought he said he won 80% of cases. I said, yeah, you know what he does? He wins 80% of his cases because he only takes the 80% he can confidently win. So if your case is, in his view, questionable, you can't get an attitude because he won't take your case. The reason why he wins 80% is because he looks at your case doesn't fall in that 80%. So now you get an attitude and you're like, well, he's not that good anymore. I'm like, you're looking at it from a different standpoint. What is good? The reality is, what you should be looking for is, well, 2 things you should be looking for. 1, you want somebody who at least is knowledgeable about the law, who can handle your case accordingly. But 2, you have to ask yourself a hard question. What do you want? What's good to you? Because let's be real, any representative who does Social Security or any other type of law, they're going into it with the idea to try to make money to win the case for you. Especially in this area of law, we don't want to take a case that we think is garbage. We're trying to win. We're trying to make money. But then you have to now ask yourself, what is good to you? Is good to you someone who will sit there and spend all their time listening to what you have to say? Is good to you someone who's going to get your medical records? Is good to you somebody who's going to hold your hand? You need to know those questions. You need to answer those questions for yourself. Because if you go in with an expectation, and this is one of the things that they teach us in law school, we have a responsibility to manage expectations. So it is our responsibility to tell you, just because I got an 80% approval rating for cases doesn't, and I'm not saying me per se, I'm just saying if a representative says I win 80% of my cases, just because I take your case doesn't mean there's going to be an 80% chance we're going to win. I took your case because I'm looking at the evidence and it looks like something that I may be able to win based on what I look for. But you know what? Things happen. Maybe there's evidence in your file that you didn't share with them that lets them know that your case is really horrible. So guess what? Then they drop your case and you're like, how did he drop my case? He's got an 80% win rate. Because he realized that your case wasn't as good as you thought it was. I say all that to say this. When you're trying to determine what you want in a representative, ask yourself what's important. Is it important that you have a representative who talks to you on the phone, or is it somebody you see in person? Does it mean more to you to have a representative who's in your same town? Or does it mean more to you to have a representative who is accessible to you regardless of whether they're in your same state or in another state? You got to ask yourself what is important to you in terms of what you're looking for in a representative. Because the reality is this. The representative is not going to know what you think is good to you. So getting an attitude after the fact serves no purpose. You need to be truthful with yourself in terms of what you're looking for in a representative. So this way, if you run across someone, you can make an independent determination of whether or not that person is good for you.